How's it going, everybody? I know it has been quite a long time since I've done a Link to the Past video. I actually went through this palace, temple, whatever it is, a few months ago. I think back in September, like right after I uploaded the last video that I did, and something, I don't remember what exactly happened, but something went wrong with the video, something along those lines, and here we are now. Just felt like playing A Link to the Past, so here we are. I am pretty familiar with this since I did have to do the Desert Palace once already, so know the ins and outs a little bit. There's not really too many rooms here. It's fairly straightforward in a way. There is still a little bit of looking around that you need to do, but overall it's nothing too difficult. The boss is a pain in the butt, but we're gonna see how I do. Like I said, I am a bit familiar with now, going through it once, so we'll just see how I do. So you're gonna primarily find here, I think these are levers, and we'll just call those big guys daddy levers, mother levers, whatever you want to call them. And they're a pain in the butt because I think they do 1 heart for every time you get hit by them. So you want to stay out of the quicksand that they pull you in with, and just be careful all around this temple. Like, I don't think in this game you can kill the BMOS, which is what those things were in the previous room, so you gotta be careful about them. You can kill the quicksandy guys, the mommy and daddy levers. I don't know what they're called, but we'll just still call them that for now. You can kill them with your boomerang. Probably one of the safest ways to kill them, unless they're the ones that don't shoot fireballs at you. Then you can probably just do spin attacks, and spin attacks are a good way to keep yourself safe, especially in this game, just because the enemies are just, well, not, I guess, a little bit of the enemies just being like kind of random, as well as the only 4 directions you can go. You just want to be careful all around, and don't want to take any unnecessary risks, although you do have the rewind feature for this game, but I'm trying not to use that. Just want to do this as mostly legit as I possibly can. There's definitely going to be times where I'm like going to need to use the rewind feature, but going to try and avoid those as much as possible, unless it's like one of those ridiculous rooms in Ganon's Tower, Ganon's Castle, whatever it is in this game, because there are some rooms up there which are a big pain in the butt, because you have to backtrack so much, so we're just going to primarily try and avoid stuff like that. In terms of a beginner dungeon, I would say this place is actually pretty difficult. When I was younger playing through this game, I think I got stuck here a few times, just from, not so much from the enemies here, but the boss, as well as looking for some of the keys that you need for some of the doors. I wasn't a smart child. Like, I wouldn't lift up the pods to look around for anything. I just kind of was like, where do I go? Where are the treasure chests? And in this game, it kind of requires you to be a bit more curious, I would say, or search around a bit more. Just because you never know what's hiding where. There's really only that one trick room with the quicksand dude in it that was on the top right. These are kind of pointless panels. I believe we saw them in the first temple or Eastern Palace. They just say to keep moving and whatnot. You're kind of on your own. Like, this being the 3rd Zelda game, you're mostly on your own, as we learned in Zelda 1 and Zelda 2, which I have not played on my channel yet, but these early games really make you think about certain things, like where to go, and a lot of it is pretty random in the first 2 games. This is, I would say, the first game where it really, there's kind of a set path set for you in some aspects. In some ways, not so much, but it is probably as close as like a hand-holding sort of game. I don't know how I want to phrase this. I would say it's kind of on the end of like a hand-holding game, but like not in a particular good way, I guess. Like, it's got its difficulty, which it makes it challenging in some areas. Some areas it's just kind of a little unfair, but I would say it's balanced overall. I kind of think that as far as handholding goes, which there's not too much going on in this game, I think it's probably the best Zelda does without major handholding, which I don't think Zelda games really have too big of a handholding issue. I think the Pokemon games definitely have a handholding issue. Maybe some of the Mario games as well, but I think really the only Zelda game that I ever really felt was like holding my hand was probably A Link Between Worlds. There's something about that game, it seems so, I don't know if linear would be the word I'm looking for maybe, but I don't know, I don't want to say it's easy. I mean, there's definitely some difficult things in the game, but some things are just, I feel like they're pointed out to you a bit easier. And I think that, I thought one of the remade games, like, there's a scene added that I don't think needed to be added. Like, I want to say it showed you like a key or something in some area. I don't remember. I think it was the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time 3D. They added that little scene that showed you that you can dive in the center room to get that key, which I feel is unnecessary. Is the Water Temple? I mean, it's not difficult, like, once you learn it. But I still see, like, occasionally, like, players who have replayed the game say it's so difficult when it's not. You just work your way from top to bottom. And I honestly forgot where I was going with this, but I'm still thinking of where I was going with this. But anyways, I don't know. I think the handholding thing, it's not too big of a deal with Zelda. Because I had a point, but I don't remember what that point was. I just started using the handholding thing, but I think that was a bad way to explain what I was going for, which I don't even remember at this point. So I'm just gonna shut up about that and just try and... Okay, there we go. Okay, so for those of you guys who really understand how this game works, how do levels work when it's like a 2D game like this? Is it just that they put up like a wall, but everything's on the same plane? Or is there actually like levels that we just can't see because it's 2D? Like, is there an actual wall there? I mean, another floor? Or is there just a wall that separates one part from the other, and then they just use the graphics to make it look like it's another floor? I don't know how that all works, but I'm curious. So, now to the dungeon. These are evil floor tiles, which I think this is the first Zelda game that has them. They're also featured in Ocarina of Time. I don't remember them in Majora's Mask. I can't really think of any other games they're in right off the bat. But they're a pain in this game, because I want to say they do 1 heart each, and this game was kind of forgiving in certain areas, at least while you have the green mail. But don't worry, we'll get damage reduction eventually. It's just that starting off, you're kind of a wimp, which I wonder if that's like how Link is supposed to be portrayed at the first. Like, yeah, he's this courageous hero, don't get me wrong on that, but is he supposed to be like this strong, confident man at first, or is that what he's building his way up to be? I think it differs from game to game. Like, in Ocarina of Time, he's still that kid, but he grabs the Master Sword, grows up 6 years or 7 years, and like he's still got that child mentality going on. But the question is, does he come back from the adult timeline to being a kid again? Does he come back as an adult, or does he come back as his child self, like with a child's conscious, or is he like have that adult mindset going on after everything he's experienced? It makes you think. How does Link perceive the world from start to finish? And I don't really know if that question's explored too often. I mean, I do some work for the Zelda dungeon, and I don't really see that question asked too often. So, maybe that's something I'll throw out there. We'll see. But I'm curious if anyone's watching this far. What are your thoughts? Like, from game to game, or just whatever your favorite Zelda game is? How do you think Link's thought process is throughout the whole thing? Does he like gain that adult mindset as a child, or is he kind of just stuck in that little child mindset? And I think I can kill this guy with one arrow, or is it two? I think it's two. And I would be, I know I've kind of been talking, like, not about the temple this video. I like talking Zelda, and I think that's what kind of gives me motivation to speak a bit more in these, like, Let's Play videos, if I don't actively talk about what's going on. Because I find myself usually playing better as well, so that's kind of why I'm just kind of all over the place in the Zelda videos. Or some of them, at least. So no more hearts. I should be... Well, I'll be fine. I just don't know if I'm gonna die or not. But we'll see. So from what I remember about this guy, spin attacks right as he comes out of the ground are the fastest way to kill him. I don't know that the bow really does anything to him. I don't know if the boomerang does either, but I don't really want to find out, because I might just have bad accuracy. And that might have been a chance to get 2 hits on both of them there. Kind of missed it. So, I don't know. So far I think I'm doing fairly decent. I think I'm doing probably the maximum amount of damage. Okay, maybe not the maximum, because I'm kind of missing some of these, but probably doing decent damage to each of them overall. I might be receiving a phone call. One moment, please. Alright, sorry about that. Hopefully I remember to cut that part out in the actual video. I'm down to 1 heart. This is not looking too good, but my dodging skills are pretty legendary. By that I mean they're not legendary at all. One of these guys gotta go at some point. That's one. And I think I did pretty even damage among all of them, so shouldn't be too much longer. Okay, you're not dead yet. Say it shouldn't be too much longer, and like none of these guys are going down. It scares me. Okay, please die. Okay, that's 2, and I'm about to die as well, but we're gonna see who can survive longer. I will take the death if I can't kill this guy, but maybe I'll get lucky. And I was very fortunate there. See, it's just a skill I have. I'm very skilled at Zelda games. I like that little chime it does. It's really flowy. But I think I'm just going to end off the commentary here, so I want to thank you guys all for watching. Hopefully I upload a bit more regularly with Zelda from now on, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.